Okay, we'll just wait one more minute. I don't want to wait too long because we'll be up till 10 o'clock here my time. um, okay, guys, we're just going to go ahead and get started. I'm really excited to introduce Sarah to you guys. She is a triple diamond with It Works. Also, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, top 150 income earner. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's just going to share a little bit about, her story with, how long she's been in and her journey so far. So go ahead, Sarah. We're so excited to have you tonight.
Thanks. So I joined It Works in March of 2014. Am I unmuted? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I joined It Works in March of 2014. I was a full-time college student. I was getting my master's degree. I was working a full-time job at the University of Illinois in a research lab. And then I was working part-time waiting tables on the weekends at Buffalo Wild Wings. My husband and I, we were engaged at the time. We were planning our wedding. And I was fortunate. My parents saved up for a long, long time for me to go to college. So I didn't have any student debt. But my husband had about $30,000 in student debt. He was working at a job that he loved. He was really excited about his career, but based on both of our incomes, both of us working about 60 hours a week, it was still going to take us 10 years to pay off his loans. And we, that was going to be very minimal money going into our savings account. And we knew that after we got married, at some point we wanted to be able to buy a house. We wanted to be able to, take care of our family. We wanted to be able to do fun things, enjoy life, and not just be working all the time and, just to pay the bills. So I actually started as a loyal customer. I was trying to lose weight for the wedding, and I saw somebody on Facebook that I went to high school with posting about the products, and I messaged her about it. I signed up as a loyal customer. I did like the wraps for a month, Fat Fighters for a month, and then some other random product. And I, like most annoying loyal customers, I didn't actually use my products. I just bought them for 3 months. So I didn't really have any personal testimony with them or anything like that. But then I saw the girl that I had signed up under as a loyal customer. I saw her posting about the business and about this bonus that was available at the time, and the fact that she was able to stay home with her kids while she was making this money. And I just thought, if she's able to stay home with her kids and she's supposedly earning this bonus, if I could do this from my phone, that means I don't have to get an extra job. I can just work it into my schedule already. I'm getting on Facebook every day, a couple of times a day. So I'm going to try to do this. And I asked her questions for like 3.5 hours, and I ended up signing up that day. I used a maxed out credit card, which was the situation with pretty much all of our credit cards. And I paid myself back by picking up an extra shift that weekend at Buffalo Wild Wings. So I made about an extra $100 with that. I had no clue what I was doing. My enroller, she signed me up. She tagged me in like 26 files on the team page, and I never heard from her again. I think she checked in with me maybe 3 weeks later and just asked me what my goals were for the business. But I had no training. I, got an eSuite. I looked at the compensation plan on my own. I watched the Training Academy videos. I was just kind of reading through what our products were, and I knew my first goal was to get 4 loyal customers. So I just started posting. I had terrible posts. They were super salesy, like everything that you're not supposed to do. And my grandma called me right away, and she's like, I want to order the face cream. So she signed up as my first loyal customer. And I just ended up going to like friends and family and just saying, I did this thing. I don't know what I'm doing, but the products seem to be pretty good. Would you please help me out and order some products from me? So I got my 4 loyal customers by pretty much begging people to help me out getting started. And then for my first 6 months, I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't understand promoting. And, I read through the compensation plan though, and I understood fast start bonuses. I was like, that's $100 every time I help somebody join this business. So that's my mission. I'm going to get those fast start bonuses. I don't know how to get to Ruby. I don't know how to get to Diamond, but I can get fast start bonuses. So I enrolled my husband as a distributor. I got him fast start qualified. So we made that $100 back right there. And then I just was working on enrolling distributors every month. I'd keep some under me, some under him. And I was enrolling maybe 1 or 2 a month. I'd get them fast start qualified. I'd get the fast start bonus, but they weren't really doing anything. Took me until my 6th month as a distributor to enroll a distributor who didn't quit in their first 30 days. And that same month, I actually ended up promoting to Ruby. 2 months later, I went Emerald. In my 10th month as a distributor, I went Diamond, and they had this $10,000 bonus that's available right now. At that time, they were offering it as a double good bonus. So it was a $20,000 bonus. So I earned that in my 10th month as a distributor. And then 2 months later, I promoted to triple diamond. I promoted my husband to double diamond, and we earned $150,000 in double good bonuses. And then a couple months after that, I was named a top 300 income earner. And now a year later, I've been named a top 150 income earner. We paid off all of my husband's student debts this past February. So that was $30,000 in student loans, all paid for by It Works. I bought my dream car, which is a 2015 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. We bought a house in May, and we found out in July that I was pregnant. So I am 21 weeks pregnant today. I'm due in April, and I know that after our baby boy is born, I get to be a stay-at-home mom. So that's kind of what I've done so far.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And, it seems like it goes by so quickly, but while we're in the business, but that it's daily consistent work to get to that point. So, let's see. I guess we'll just go straight into questions. I wrote down I think I have 8 questions for you. And if you guys have anything else that you want to ask, if we have enough time, you can put them, hold on. Let me open up the chat on the side here, and you can type it there. I don't know if we'll have time or not, but we'll just put that there for everybody. How do I do this? Shouldn't it just go to it? Zoom group chat. Why is it like that? I don't want a full screen of my chat. Chat. I don't know what's going on. Usually it brings it up on the sidebar. It's weird. All right, well, we'll just get straight into questions. Okay, so Sarah, let's see. Let's start off. I'm not going to go with number 1. I'm going to go to what are your daily business slash, I guess, more income producing activities? Like, what do you spend? Maybe if you had to narrow it down to 3 different things or something, what are the things that you do throughout the day that, I guess, build your business the most?
Okay. So I build my business basically 100% using social media. I just use Facebook and I use Instagram. Before I joined It Works, I did not have any idea how Instagram worked, and my only Facebook friends were the people that I went to high school with and some people that I met in college. but yeah, I've done this completely on social media, and I make sure that I do 4 things every single day without fail. We're in network marketing, so that means to have success in this, you have to have a good network, and your network should always be growing. And social media makes that super, super easy. So every day I am sending new friend requests. I set myself a goal of like 15 to 20 new friend requests on Facebook every single day. And then on Instagram, I follow people every single time I post anything. So, if I'm posting 6 times a day, I'm following 100 people at the same time. So I'm following about 600 people a day. And usually I get about 50 followers back from that. So the idea is you follow people to get them to follow you back. So that's how I grow my audience on Facebook and Instagram. So that's the first thing that I do. I always make sure that I post my 6 posts a day. So Jade Hooper figured out this formula when she joined 3 years ago. And she calls it the 3-3 rule. And it's 3 posts about the products and 3 life posts, which a life post is just about the business and how it's, changing or going to change your life. So I spread mine out, a couple in the morning, a couple in the afternoon, and a couple at night. And I just flip-flop every other. A product post for me can be a picture of me using the products, picture of a teammate using the products, or a before and after picture. And I'll just say, like, super simple, how awesome the product is, how much I love it, and how I'm offering my discount to 3 people or less. I'll pick a number, and I just do that throughout the day. And then my life posts are me talking about, now that I am where I am, I talk about what this business has done for me. But when I was still new, when I was still, getting to where I am now, I was posting about what I was going to do. What my plans were, what my goals were, and as if I knew 100% that they were going to happen. And it's crazy looking back on my time hop, because so many of those things that I used to post about, came true. So I post every day. I message people. So I'm constantly reaching out to people. I do not wait for people to come to me. So I cold message. I try to cold message at least 50 new people a day. And then I follow up with people that I've talked to before. That's the 4th thing that I do.
Awesome. So let's see. I'm giving you these questions all out of order. I'm sorry. So let's see. Let's go back. Let's go into building your network. How do you grow your social network? I mean, we talked about Instagram. Can we talk about Facebook a little bit? Because I personally have grown most of my business through Instagram, a little bit through Facebook, but mostly through Instagram. So can you tell us a little bit about how you add people on Facebook?
Yeah. So when I first started, what I did, right away was I went into my mom's Facebook friends and I sent some friend requests. I went into my husband's Facebook friends. I sent some friend requests. I went into his mom's Facebook friends. I sent some friend requests. And, these were all people that, like, I'm close with my mom. I'm close with my mother-in-law. I'm close with my husband. So if people get a friend request from me, they're less likely to be weirded out because they're going to see that they have that mutual friend in common. I pulled out a yearbook from middle school. I pulled out a yearbook from high school, and I was looking at people that I hadn't talked to in years, and I was finding them and adding them as friends. I got into groups, Facebook groups for things that I was interested in. And like right now, being pregnant, it's really easy because they just have like millions of mom groups for different things, for cloth diapering, for breastfeeding, for birthing centers, like just general support groups. And you can get in there and you can see people who, are pretty, seem normal, don't cause a lot of drama, like those kinds of people who they seem like people that I would want to know. I interact with them through the page and then I send them a friend request. And it's not me interacting with them on the page saying, hey, are you interested in these products? It's me building a relationship with them like I'm, trying to make a new friend. and I'll add them as a friend after that. You can also, if you're on a computer at least, you can search your town, or you can search, whatever town you want to, and it'll come up with events in that area. And you can go to that event page and you can view the guest list, and I'll just add friends from that. So that's how I've built kind of a local following in my area, because we moved a bunch. So we just bought our house here south of St. Louis. So I looked for events, near St. Louis, and I that way I could add a bunch of friends. And if I wanted to get into parties, I would have people who are local to me that could possibly host a party for me, or at the very least, sit down for coffee and I could talk to them about the business or the products or whatever.
Awesome. So I think that, sometimes we get stuck with like posting to the same people. And I think that happens with a lot of us. We're like posting, being consistent every day, and like we're not adding new people. We're basically just putting posts up for the same group of people and not seeing results. So I think it is so important to add people to our network. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back into you mentioned that you do cold messaging. I guess some people are wondering, do you consider it cold messaging, warm messaging, and like how do you do it? What is your method?
So cold messaging, there's a big difference between cold messaging and spamming. So I only cold message people who are on my friends list, so who have accepted my friend request, or I am friends with them, or who follow me on Instagram, because basically they have opened that door, opened that relationship by saying like, yeah, I'm willing to be friends with you and see, what it is that your life is all about. And when I message, I always try to, before I send them a message, Walter, cat's getting on the counter. Walter, she doesn't listen. So yeah, I always try to go to their page first, and I will like a couple of their posts and comment on one before I send them a message. And that just kind of shows that I'm a real person. I'm not just reaching out to them to sell them something. I am building a relationship with them. Get off the counter. It's like her new thing. She keeps doing it today.
Well, at least babies don't do that. You don't have to deal with that.
Not at first.
Not at first. That's true.
We have a see-through fireplace, so I can see her in the kitchen on the counter. So anyway, yeah. So I'll like and comment on a couple of their posts. And then for the message, I message based on whatever I need. So if I'm working on a promotion or, any month, I'm trying to get distributors before I get loyal customers, because distributors are how you, build that residual paycheck, or how you promote, or how you earn those fast start bonuses. So I always start by trying to get distributors. And then once I have some distributors, I'll focus on getting loyal customers so that I can help my new distributors get fast start qualified if I need to. But I'll send a message that is like genuine, sincere, heartfelt. And I usually start it with, if I've never talked to them before, hey, I'm sorry if this is super, super random, and I hope I'm not bothering you. But, so if I'm offering the opportunity, I'll say something like, you keep coming up on my newsfeed and you're just super pretty and you seem really, really outgoing. And I just think you'd be seriously incredible at what I do. I love what this business has done for me. It's completely changed my family's life, and I would love to help you do this too. Would you be interested in making a little bit of extra money? And, a lot of time, I would say 95% of my messages are read and not responded to, which is fine, because all I'm doing is just inviting them to be a part of this opportunity. And I know that as soon as they read that message, that they're going to go to my page. They're going to go, what the heck is this girl talking about? And they're going to start looking at my posts. And Facebook is going to make me show up in their newsfeed more, because they've come to my page once And I know they're going to be stalking me, and they might not be liking my posts. They might not be commenting. They might not be messaging me back, but I know that they're watching. And usually it'll be like 3 or 4 months later, they've never responded to me, but all of a sudden they'll comment on one of my posts, or they'll message me and they'll say, okay, tell me more. Like, I'm interested in this. So yeah, I just send those messages out, as many as I can, or loyal customer message. I'll just pick 1 or 2 products that I want to focus on, and I'll start the same way, saying, sorry if this is random, and I hope I'm not bothering you, but I'm having a really, really huge deal on 2 products right now. Hair, skin, and nails or greens. The hair, skin, and nails is going to do this, like 1 quick sentence. The greens does this. Would you be interested in trying either of these out for me? And same as the distributor message, they're going to read it. They might respond, they might not respond, but I know at the very least they're paying attention now.
And do you, well, I guess it's different with Facebook, kind of. Like Instagram, I know a lot of people message according to if somebody has liked their post or something. So do you base it off of that, or you're just basing it off of this person accepted my friend request, and I've interacted with them a little bit, and then you start messaging? You don't base it off of like if they've interacted with you. Does that make sense?
Right. So with Instagram, I had always only messaged people who liked my posts. I didn't cold message so much on Instagram, but I've heard a lot of people who have success with cold messaging on Instagram. And it makes sense. And especially when you preface your message with something like, I'm sorry if this is super random. It's just a lot politer and less spammy. Yeah. So, and if you like a couple of their posts first, comment on something to kind of have that interaction. But yeah, I don't wait for the like anymore. If it is somebody who liked a post, then yeah, I'll go to them and I'll just say, hey, thanks so much for the love on my post. Are you interested in this? Just super simple. Learn that from Jade. And that's what I was doing really when I went from emerald to triple diamond in 3 months. Was I really, really focused on getting new followers every single day. And I got like 1,000 new followers in 2 weeks, just from really, like, I set alarms on my phone, and I was making sure that probably 10 times a day I was following people and liking their posts and commenting to get them to follow me back. And once I had all of this audience, because Instagram used to be a lot harder to message people on. You had to like type out their exact name in order to be able to message them. You couldn't just click their profile and message them from there. So I spent a couple of days then, after I had been posting and I had gotten all of these new followers, I was getting tons of new likes on my posts. And I went through and I literally wrote down all of their usernames. This is from March of 2015, or January of 2015.
Those were people that were liking your posts. You were writing down their names?
Yeah. So I, at that time, when I just got tons of new followers, I had a lot of likes on my posts that I could be messaging people. But when you're first starting out and you only have 250 followers or so, you don't want to wait until you get to 2,500 followers before you start getting likes, before you start talking to people. So yeah, now I cold message. But when I went from emerald to triple diamond, it was only messaging post likers. Which, I mean, you can still do that. It's just, you don't have to.
Awesome. Okay. And then for Facebook, you said that you try to interact. How, I think a lot of my team, they're hesitant, your personality, you had said this, I guess, a little bit when we were in Montana and stuff. You are kind of like what color are you? Did you say you're red? Are you red?
Yeah.
Okay. So you pretty much like, you're just going at it. Like, you don't care what people are thinking. You're just like, you're doing it. And I think some people are hesitant to offend somebody or this or that. So, how long do you wait before messaging somebody on Facebook? Is there like a guideline there? Or?
I don't have really a system for how long I wait necessarily. but it's definitely not right away. And I'm trying to send so many friend requests every single day so that I get this nice big pool of people that then I can sit down one day, a week after sending, 400 friend requests or something like that, that I can say, okay, like I've got all these new friends now. I'm going to go through my list and I'm going to cold message people and I'm going to be interacting on their posts. And the really cool thing too about Facebook now is it notifies you when somebody accepts your friend request. So as soon as somebody accepts my friend request, I go to their page and I like a couple of their posts and I'll comment on something. And then that way I know they're most likely going to jump to my page and either do the same thing or at least notice stuff. Yeah. But messaging, honest, it used to scare the crap out of me. Like there was probably, it was probably 6 months before I cold messaged anybody because, I'm a red. So like, I want to figure things out my own way. I don't cook with recipes, things like that. So that was my thing. And I saw everybody cold messaging and I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I will find a different way to build my business because that just freaks me out. I was scared that somebody was going to cuss me out. I was scared that somebody was going to be irritated. Somebody was going to ask me a question I didn't know the answer to. I didn't like the idea of it at all. I was worried somebody was going to think I was calling them fat or something like that. So yeah, I didn't cold message for probably 6 months. And then finally the saying that other people's opinions don't pay your bills, like clicked with me. I was like, why do I care about if somebody thinks, I'm annoying? Like, why do I care about that? Because these products are awesome. This business is awesome. I should be sharing this with everybody. And I got over it. And I had been spending all that time adding friends and everything. So I had a nice big pool to message from, but I don't recommend waiting 6 months before starting to message people.
So do you think that your business definitely went to a different level when you started taking that action instead of waiting for everybody to come to you?
Oh yeah. It was a lot of things really coming together. Like 6 months is kind of when you hit your stride in this business. Like when you've been in it for a while and you've been watching training videos and you've been posting pretty consistently and growing your network pretty consistently so people are watching. 6 months is kind of that time when all of a sudden a lot of stuff comes together. But that was also the time when it took me 6 months to watch the movie The Secret. And I had heard so many leaders say that I needed to watch it. I was like, nope, I'm not going to. It sounds dumb. I don't want to do that. So I didn't watch it. And then after 6 months, I was like, fine, I'm going to watch it. And I watched it. And that kind of hit home for me too, was that, I wasn't attracting the right things to myself and I wasn't putting in the work that I needed to attract the results that I was looking for. So I watched The Secret. My posts got a lot better. I really had a passion for what I was doing, a passion for my goals. And then, I just decided, okay, I need to stop making excuses. Like I need to stop having this list of things that I'm not willing to do that are out of my comfort zone, because if I want this to work, those are the things that I'm going to have to do. So I went from enrolling 1 distributor a month maybe, and they all quit right away, to I enrolled 4 distributors that month, and I'm pretty sure 3 of them were all in the same weekend. They all got themselves fast start qualified. They all stuck it out throughout the business, for probably 4 or 5 months at least. And they were getting their own loyal customers. They were growing their own businesses. So it was a lot of things. But when I finally knocked it off with the excuses and said, that's it. Like I have goals for myself. I have goals for my family. I am going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. And I started doing these different things and taking that action, and I saw a big change.
I love that, because I feel like right now we go through like bits and pieces in our business where we're like that, where we kind of get more comfortable again. And the only way. It's so incredible because we can like, when you really sit and think about it, like you can create your paycheck to whatever you want if you just push your fear aside and just do the stuff. You just do what you need to do. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So um, let's see. Okay, so let's talk about real quick. How do you seal the deal with your? I mean, it's kind of different, I guess, a little bit with customers and distributors. But are there any like things you do you stick to a certain method every single time? What do you have the most success with as far as sealing the deal with them?
Well, I've had, conversations with potential loyal customers and potential distributors. So I've learned, the general way to answer most questions, and most conversations look pretty similar. So I have a notes app in my phone, and I have typical responses to the general questions that most people ask as potential distributors. And for loyal customers, I keep it super, super simple. If they say they're interested in a certain product, I say, okay, awesome. That normally retails for this much, but if you join my loyal customer program, I'm going to give it to you for my discount, which is this price. It's a huge savings. Are you in for the discount? And if they don't respond, I say, are you still there? And then, I'm just trying to get basically a date out of them. But at the very least, I know I'm going to have to follow up with them in the future. Sealing the deal for me, it doesn't always necessarily happen in that conversation. I recognize that it's not going to come down to me saying exactly the right thing the right way at the right time. It's going to be their decision. They're going to join when they're ready. They're going to order when they're ready. It's just my job to talk to as many people as possible. And my posts are what seals the deal for me. Because when people can see what this business is doing for me, when they can see what these products are doing for that, or for me, or for my teammates, or whatever, that's what makes them go, okay, that's it. I need this. And then they message me and they say, I'm going to be ready to order either right now or on this date at this time. So that's really what seals it for me.
I love that. I just wrote that down because it's sometimes it's just the simple things that you're like, oh, that makes so much sense. So you said your posts seal the deal. I feel like, yeah, we have that initial contact. Maybe somebody's interested, but we all know like people read it and then they ignore us, and then they're just watching. So I love that because those seeds that you're planting, if you're planting really good seeds in between, that's what makes somebody come back and say, oh, wait a minute, I need this. I need this in my life. Or I need that product, whatever. So I love that. It's not really about like perfect wording. I think sometimes yes, there's like a certain flow, a certain kind of structure to it, but sometimes we get so caught up in wording. And I think it really is just about consistency, and it's a numbers game. Like the more people you get asking about it, then the more like your pipeline fills up. So, okay. So how do you launch a new distributor?
So in 2.5 years, I have done a lot of different things to launch my new distributors, but the most success that I ever have is when I'm very hands-on with them. And sometimes you have to find your own flow, because I've heard some people say, oh, I get on a video chat with them and I can show them these different things. And for me, I tried it for 6 months, and everybody that I enrolled and I did those video chats with quit right away. I think I overwhelmed them when I'm face to face. Like I ramble, I say too much, I overcomplicate things. So what I am doing now is I have a script in my phone that walks them through, through the sign up process. I explain the auto shipment, I explain the website cost, and then once they're officially signed up, I just say, I'm so excited for you. Like, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to be here for you every step of the way. I'm going to add you to our team page where you're going to get tons of support. Are you free for like 30 or 45 minutes to kind of go through some stuff with me? And they say yes. And then I have them log into eSuite. I have them answer the tax ID questions or whatever so that they get off commission hold. I show them how to look up their website link under the settings tab so that they know how to look it up if they forget it, how to upload a picture, how to make a little biography. I tell them to click the Training Academy or the It Works You tab because there's a Training Academy link, and I have them download and print the It Works guidebook. This is something new that I'm just now doing because it's just a nice physical copy of what you want to be doing in your first 30 days. It's got a product info breakdown. It's got, info about our corporate team, info about, planning your launch party, compensation. So I have them print that. And then I just say, whenever you get a little bit of time, just kind of play around with eSuite, get familiar with it, learn about the different tabs. And then I say, okay, go to the document library. You're going to want to find the steps to success and print that out. And then I send them the actual picture of it. And I say, this is what it is. This is your goal in your first 30 days. And you've already got step 1 done. You joined and we got your auto shipment set up. So that's awesome. And then I say, step 2, we need to get you your 4 loyal customers. I explain what a loyal customer is. I have them go to their website. I show them the products. I show them how to enroll a loyal customer or walk them through that. And then I say, so we're going to get you your 4 loyal customers, and then we're going to worry about step 3. And then I send them a first post to do. I send them a message to start sending out, and I tell them when people start responding or comment on their posts to let me know, and I will help them through the conversations. And then for the first 72 hours after they're enrolled, I am constantly talking with them, checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, asking them what questions they have. And then after that, I'm kind of checking in with them every couple of days. If I place them under somebody, I introduce them in a group message, and I kind of utilize that group chat so that the distributor that I place them under can see how I'm getting them started, and they can build that relationship too. But yeah, then I pay attention to if they're enrolling loyal customers. I'm helping them through their conversations. I'm shouting them out when they're getting their loyal customers. I have a group chat for my new distributors because I enroll a lot of them. And that way they can also have each other as support and things like that. But yeah, that's how I get my distributors started. And if you do parties, I think launch parties are awesome. I think Facebook, virtual live launch parties, are really awesome. Jade does those for her new distributors. I've done it for a few. And it's nice, even if nobody gets on, it's nice to see you walk through the products so that they can learn about them and hear, what you have to say about the different products and to say about the business so that they know how to do it themselves in the future.
Awesome. And I think that, what you said, they're the basic goals. It's it's just basic stuff. You want to get comfortable with their eating and comfortable, just signing customers, just getting their feet wet. And I think it's great that you are there to walk them through, this is how you talk to somebody. Because you said yourself, I know for me too, when I joined this business, I was just walking in blind. It was learn everything, figure it out, YouTube, Google, whatever, you just figuring it out on your own. So to have that extra support, I think it's so amazing, especially in the first few days, because the first few days can be really overwhelming. And sometimes people just they join and they're whoa, I don't know what's going on over here. This is too much information. And they just kind of pull away. So I love all that stuff you went over. Okay, so let's see, we asked that. Okay, how much time do you think you put into your business each day? I know a lot of us work throughout the day, so it's kind of hard to measure, but.
Well, so yeah, it's changed over the years. For my first 10 months in the business, I was working at least my full-time job 40 hours a week. And then I was also working part-time on the weekends for the first 6 months. And once I quit my part-time job, that was when I was really finishing up my master's project. So my workload got really heavy with school. So I was committing myself to an hour and a half to 2 hours a day of work. And that got me to Emerald, if not Diamond. That hour and a half of work a day, 2 hours a day, and then more on the weekends when I had more free time. But it was just consistent every single day. I spent, 5 minutes 6 times a day posting and following people at the same time. That was the same 5-minute window. So that was 30 minutes of effort a day, spread throughout the day. And then at night, I would watch a YouTube video or get on a call while cold messaging for an hour. And I could do that every single night. And if I had more time than that, I would message more people. I would watch more videos. And then, be adding more friends, things like that. And then once I quit my full-time job, we were living in Puerto Rico at the time, and I would go to the beach every single day, and I would bring my phone with me, and I would just lay on the beach and I would message for like an hour, and then I usually had my kids. What?
I said that sounds amazing. Can I just do that now?
Yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, I went from Diamond to Triple Diamond while living in Puerto Rico. And it was just, I would lay on the beach. I'd message people for an hour. I would do my posts. I would read my Kindle for an hour to kind of take a break. And then I would get back to messaging. And that was messaging on Instagram, messaging on Facebook. I was still doing my 3-3 roll, still growing my audience. So I was probably putting in like 7 or 8 hours a day then. And I mean, that makes sense because I had quit my full-time job. This became my full-time job, but instead of doing it in an office or a lab, I was doing it on a beach in Puerto Rico. So 8 hours of working on a beach in Puerto Rico wasn't bad. And then, since then, it's just, I'll be at home, I'll be watching Netflix, and I'll be messaging throughout the day and posting. Or then there's some days that, I have a lot to do. I have errands to run. I have a house to clean. My husband needs attention, and we have to go, we'll go do fun things together, things like that. And on those days, then I'm just posting, and I'll set aside a couple of hours that night to be messaging people. So it totally depends on the day. If I have a lot of time, I will spend 8 hours on my business. If I don't have a lot of time that day, I'll make sure that I at least get my posts done and spend an hour messaging that night.
Awesome. Taylor wanted me to ask, how long did it take you let me see. How quickly did you go from Emerald to Triple Diamond, real quick?
So I promoted to Emerald in November of 2014, and then I was still in Emerald in December, and then January I promoted to Diamond, and then I was a Diamond in February, and then I was a Triple Diamond by the end of March.
Oh my gosh, there's a flower in my wine. Sorry. I'm like, what is that? Okay. So basically you said Diamond in, was it January, February?
January,
and then straight to Triple in those months following.
Yeah, I double promoted from Diamond to Triple Diamond in March of 2015. So what is that, 4 months to go from Emerald to Triple Diamond?
And that's crazy. I mean, yes, and that's a lot of work. We know that's work. It's you have to put your nose to the grindstone, but how amazing is that? I mean, you went through college, the whole process with that, and what you got out of that, and how much you had to work at a 9 to 5 or whatever. How amazing is it that we can do that and make a Triple Diamond income in that span of time? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And very inspiring. It's very cool. So let's see. What do you do to stay motivated? I do some personal development.
I make sure that I follow different leaders who really tell it like it is. I love Sarah Rankin. I love Christina Watts. I love Jade. I don't remember if I said Tiffany Herr. Those are all people who they'll call you out, and it won't be like you specifically. They'll do a live video on their Facebook, and it'll be like, why are you sitting at home right now doing nothing and complaining about your paycheck when you could be working your business and, writing your own paycheck? I'm like, oh, they're right. I need to get myself together and get to work. So that's part of it is, following somebody who really motivates you. And then I love following leaders who have the lifestyle that I want. Because being able to see somebody living the life that I want, it reminds me every single day that it's possible, but that I have to work to get there. So it just kind of keeps me visualizing what it is that I want. I have a dream board where I have written down everything that I want for my family, and it's changed over the years. To begin with, my first dream board probably said that I wanted to be a diamond making $2,000 a month, and that would just just make my life. That would just be so incredible if I could do that. Triple diamond was not on my plans. So yeah, I have my dream board written down, and then I have, if you've never watched The Secret, those manifestations of what you want are so, so important, those affirmations. So I have like a whole board of Post-its that say things like, you're not tired, get to work. You have lives to change. Things like your team is working, the distributors that you're enrolling are future ambassador diamonds. Things like that just kind of keep me focused on my goals and are manifesting the things that I want to be true.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. I'm not tired. That's a good one. Especially like those of us that are, well, you're pregnant, you know how tiring that is. I went from rookie to double diamond through Johnny's pregnancy, and it was the most tiring time. But I mean, look, like you can accomplish so much. Being tired is just like, not that it's not physical, but it's kind of a mental thing. And if you're hungry enough, I feel like you can do anything. So those are great tips. I love the affirmations. So last question is, we know any month in this business can be a busy month. Anybody can promote in any month, but we also know that conference brings about like crazy excitement and, crazy promotions and bonuses, and just everybody just is like on fire. The new year, people want to get fit and they have all these resolutions. So it's just a busy time. So what are you doing now? We're almost into December. So what are you doing to prep for that busy time? Because all very well, like how important this time of year is to move into an incredible next season.
Yeah. So, I've heard, I've heard so many people say that November is slow, or that December is slow. But me personally, November, every November since I joined this business has been my best month, honestly, like beyond the summer. Like September is usually okay. October is usually okay. And then November is like this pre-holiday explosion for me. And it's because I talk to so many people consistently through June, July, August, September, October. And then, I get a lot of that pool for November. And then December is going to be the tougher month because for us, as distributors, we're spending more time with our family and things like that, and probably a little less time on our business. And then at the same time, people that we're talking to are spending money on their families. They're spending money on travel. They're on presents. They're spending time with their families. So that's going to be your month for planting seeds, for just building those relationships. So, the name of the game right now is planting. I am talking to as many people as possible, and I'm teaching my team how to do that too. So I'm sharing with them messages that I'm using. I'm telling them to look at the posts that I'm doing, to really be, now is the time to be dreaming, to be thinking about what you really want for yourself come January, February, March. And if you have distributors on your team, be looking to see who is really taking this business seriously and is dreaming big and who wants big things. Because for me, the year that I went from Emerald to Triple Diamond, I promoted to Emerald in November of 2014, which a lot of people were saying was a slow month. And I had a girl who was brand new. I enrolled her enroller, and her enroller was like, she sucked. But, so this girl enrolled this girl who is now a double diamond on my team. In her first month, she enrolled 19 loyal customers from, mid-November until the end of December. So she was one person that I was looking at as, okay, this girl wants it. Like she's working hard. And then I had a couple of other girls who were working their business, who were dreaming big, who were talking to me about what they wanted for themselves. And then January happened and conference happened and they announced these bonuses. And, I had a full diamond chart, but it was really just like 3 people on it who were really working, and they were all in different legs. And I looked at those 3 and I said, do you want to be a diamond? Do you want to get this $20,000 bonus that was available? And they all said yes, and they worked really, really hard, and I worked really hard, and that's what took me, with those 3 people working on my team, from diamond to triple diamond in 3 months. So, right now it's planting seeds, and it's looking for rock stars on your team that you're going to really, really focus on when the new year hits.
And so I guess just the other thing to add is that those of us that are planting those seeds right now, like if you're not planting seeds, you're going to have to start like once January comes or February comes, if you wait until February, then you have to start the process right then, and everyone else is kind of passing you by and you're like, what's going on? Why is everybody else like moving and you're not moving? Because you weren't planting seeds. Those seeds are so, 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 so important. I know for my business, the time that, sorry, my phone is I have like major ADD. I'm like, I need to turn my phone around. But for me, like you said, my first November, December, and I guess that was 2014, my first November, December, and even last November, December, they were like one of my busiest times. But because I went through that slower time in the summer and I stayed consistent, those promotions were able to happen for my team and for me. So thank you for sharing that with us. I think that's all. I don't think there were any other questions. Did anybody have any questions real quick? I don't want to keep her too long.
I have a comment real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so I have been scared of cold messaging ever since conference, but then I realized that I need to be triple diamond really fast. So I just went to my last before and after picture and I messaged all of the people that liked it, and I just had a girl message me back, say yes, she needs to lose 20 pounds by January. So thanks.
That's awesome.
How scary was it?
Wasn't too bad. I actually was like, why have I not been doing this again?
Well, the thing is too, we can talk about it with cold messaging, but like even just posting, like weren't we all scared to put up our first belly picture? We were all like, oh my gosh, this is weird. Like we were scared to do everything we've ever done in this business at least once, so it's really no different than anything else we do in this business. So thank you for sharing that. I will try to use some of your courage and do more of that myself.
Well, and something that Jade, I think it was Jade who said it, or maybe it was a book that I read. I don't know. It all like went together. I think it might be in the book, You Are a Badass. If you've never read that book, definitely read that book. But they say that fear is kind of something that we make up. It's not actually real. And you think about anything that you were ever scared of as a kid. If as you grew up, you decided to do that thing, you look back and you're like, why was I so scared of that for so long? That was not that bad. It's the same thing. Pretty much everything that we are afraid of, we have built it up in our minds. We've imagined every worst case scenario. And when you actually do it, it's just not that bad. You know, for me, like I've gotten over that fear of cold messaging. I've gotten over that fear of posting. Facebook Lives used to terrify me, and I just did it, and it's just gotten easier over time. Recording videos at all, like even pre-recorded ones, I used to do like 15 takes before I'd upload a YouTube video. But for me now, my fear is blitzing. Like that's the thing that's really, really hard for me to do. And then I have to give myself a pep talk, but it's not that bad. And you end up finally just taking a deep breath and doing it. You're like, why did I build that up so much in my mind? It really just wasn't that bad. Parties, same thing. So anything that we are afraid of doing, one, it is the thing that is holding you back from whatever goal that you're trying to reach. And two, when you finally get out of your own head and do it, you're going to realize it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
I love that. I've been telling myself, I've been watching a lot of self-development stuff, and a lot of things I've been listening to recently have been saying, like exactly what you said, if there's something that you just keep thinking about and you're so scared to do it, it's probably the exact thing that you are meant to be doing. You know, it's the thing that you are supposed to be doing. It's calling your name and you're just scared to do it because you're going to be great at it. There's another motivational speaker, and he was talking about that. He used to be terrified of public speaking, like terrified, and now he's one of the best public speakers. So I guess that's it, guys. Did anybody have anything else real quick? We'll let her go. Thank you so much for spending the evening with us. I know you're in where? Wait, where are you? Utah?
No, we're south of St. Louis.
Okay. So I'm sure you're tired either way, being 21 weeks pregnant. So thank you for taking
a little bit ago, and I just baked cookies, so I'm going to eat those.
Eat the whole sheet because you can. Yep. All right. Well, I will, I did record this, so if you want to share it with your team, I'll get it to you. And thank you just for, pouring into us and telling us your story. I know my team really appreciated it. So thank you so much, and good night, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. See ya.
Bye.